All right. It is time for my next vlog, and for this one, I am going to go over a few things that I've written down that I want to focus on for the next year of my life. These are some statements of how to improve my outlook and what I will focus on to allow myself to be the best person that I can be going forward into 2020. I encourage you guys to listen to these and adopt them for yourselves. And I also would just say, come up with a list for yourselves as well, in addition to these. But I think there's some good stuff on here. So check it out. And if you approve or agree with it, then implement it into your life. Make this part of who you are. All right. So going into 2020, number one, and actually these are in no particular order. I just wrote them down as I was just kind of running through the things that I wanted to be able to focus on a daily basis. Number one, don't think, just do. I talked about this in a couple vlogs ago, where instead of getting caught in your mind and allowing the possibility for maybe hesitation or fear of the unknown to set in on something that you know that you want to do, don't think about it, just do it. And allow this principle to be applied in every single situation that you're in the present moment. Whatever you're doing in the present moment, don't think, just do it. So, in other words, if you're out doing sports, or if you're reading a book, or you're watching TV, whatever that thing is that you're doing in that moment, if you're there doing it, then be in agreement with it and give your whole focus to it. That way, you are present for the event that you're doing. Say that, okay, here's what I'm doing for the next 15 minutes. For the next 15 minutes, I'm, writing on my computer about A, B, or C. Then for that 15 minutes, that's where your focus is. And you choose to say, I will do this, and I will do it with my whole heart, and I will not be distracted by thoughts about anything else, because I want to be able to give my full self to something. That's going to make you better for everything that you're doing in your life. It's gonna also be very impactful in the relationships that you have with other people, when they know that you're there with them in the present moment and not somewhere else off in la la land in your own mind. Number two, in a situation in which I don't know the outcome, I choose optimism. Now, the reason I say this is because there are a lot of times where, when we don't know what's going to happen, we choose to worry instead. We choose to get anxious. Oh man, I've got to give this big presentation at school or at work. What could possibly happen? Oh man, I'm really scared. I'm nervous. I'm anxious about it. Or maybe you like someone and you're trying to establish a relationship with them. Oh man, what are they going to think about me? What are they going to say when I don't know what to say? All of these questions that we're just stirring up, that we choose to dwell our minds on, instead of thinking optimistically when we don't know what the outcome is. If you don't know what it is, be optimistic about it. Oh, when I go into this presentation, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm confident I'm going to crush it. I'm going to go in and I know what I'm saying is good. And so these people are going to see that, and they can't help but agree with what is good about this. And if not, I'm going to show them what's good about it. Oh, man, I don't know this girl. I don't know this guy. I don't know who this is that I'm interested in. But let me tell you something. I know who I am, and I believe in myself, and I'm going to be confident going into this, that the right person is going to see what's good in me, and that they will notice that. And if they don't, I'm still pumped, because that means that I can keep looking for that one that will, and that one will come along. That's looking at things optimistically, instead of pessimistically about everything, about living in a state of anxiety or worry, not knowing what might happen. If it's a 50-50 situation, choose optimism, because you're going to find that it's going to allow you to open new opportunities that pessimism will not. Pessimism keeps you stuck in this moment and it doesn't let you proceed past it in order to see what could happen when you do things the right way. When you're optimistic about something, you're looking at it as in you're going to be successful at it. Okay, so what's the next step after that? You can even start to think beyond it. So that's a great thing to keep in mind. In a situation in which I don't know what to do, I choose optimism. All right, the next one is I am the captain of my internal ship. I always choose joy, gratitude, love, enthusiasm, and hope, no matter what circumstances I face. This one ties into the last one. We're going to go through hard times. There's going to be storms. On a ship, when you're the captain of it, you cannot guarantee that no waves are going to crash against your vessel. You can't guarantee that you're going to get out on a completely calm ocean when you are piloting across it. But what you can do is you can say that I will respond to every situation that I encounter with the stability, the consistency of I'm going to have an optimistic outlook. I'm going to bring joy to this situation. I'm going to bring enthusiasm. I'm going to bring hope. I'm going to bring love. I'm going to bring gratitude. Hey, we made it this far. I'm grateful for how far we've made it. We're going to keep going, and I'm grateful for this opportunity. So, again, I am the captain of my internal ship. I always choose joy, gratitude, love, enthusiasm, and hope, no matter what circumstances I face. The next one, don't judge unless you can honestly say to yourself that you're perfect. And spoiler alert, you're not. So that's a pretty self-explanatory one. But if you look in today's culture, today's era with politics and everything, that's all that everybody is doing. They're just judging each other. And honestly, no one has a right to do it because we've all got our own crap and it all stinks and nobody is better than anybody else. So don't judge unless you can honestly say to yourself that you're perfect, and you're not. So taking that further, recognize that you have no right to judge someone else if you haven't taken action and succeeded in correcting your own flaws. So that's another area where you get these people, where they're gossiping, they're talking crap about their friends or their family or their coworkers, and they're saying all of this stuff as in like they have all of their stuff figured out. That's the way it comes across to me anyways when I hear other people talking crap about other people. And it's like, why are you talking crap about your friends anyways if they are your friends? So start with yourself. Instead of looking outwards and pointing your fingers at everybody else's issues, you got to get your own stuff corrected before you have a right to say anything to anyone else. And that's going to be an ongoing process where you're always going to find new stuff that you need to correct about yourself if you're being honest about yourself and being honest internally and about habits that you have that are affecting other people, whatever. We've all got stuff that we need to work on. Definitely me including myself on that one. No doubt about it. All right. So recognize that you have no right to judge someone else if you haven't taken action, succeeded in correcting your own flaws. Next one. Remain open-minded to new ideas. Assume every person you encounter has more knowledge about at least one thing than you do. And then, with that understanding that every single person, you can learn something from every person, the next step is use listening rather than speaking to learn it. I have conversations with people where it's like, and I've done this before, where I'm like really passionate about something and we start talking about it, and before they even finish saying anything, I jump in with what my opinion is. It's like, I'm not giving them the respect to say like, hey, you know what? You might have an idea or a thought or a position on this that I could learn from and grow from, that you might know more about it than I do. Instead, I'm just jumping on them because I want to just talk out of my own hot air. All that I'm doing is I'm just expanding to the world my knowledge and I'm continuing to keep it at a lack of knowledge because I'm not willing to listen to what anybody else has to say about it. So, yes, you just got to stay open minded. And again, that statement is remain open minded to new ideas. Assume every person you encounter has more knowledge about at least one thing than you do. And then use listening rather than speaking to learn it. Jordan Peterson says something about that. He's like, assume that every single person that I come in contact with, I assume that they know one thing that I don't. And I need to learn from them. I can learn from them. That's how we grow. That's how we expand. If you think that you know everything, you are stuck. You will not get anywhere if you think that you know everything and you're not willing to listen when you're interacting with somebody else. We can always learn stuff from each other. So that's a good one. Next is be honest about what you really want in life. Then remove or correct the things that prevent you from possessing it. Let me say that again. Be honest about what you really want in life. Then remove or correct the things that prevent you from possessing it. So for me, my thing is like, I want to expand more into the media realm. I want to do vlogs like this. I want to write books, record music, stuff like that. Stuff that I enjoy doing. Stuff that I want to do. Like it's not a matter of well, no, I really don't want to do those things. It's like, no, I do want to do them. However, I find lots of ways to procrastinate and to not do them. And I also find other things that I put in front of them, such as sitting my butt down and watching TV instead of, or getting on my phone and getting on social media like Twitter or on Facebook or wherever, spending time doing these things that are not helping me accomplish the things that I truly want in life. So I remove those things, and that's one of my 2020 resolutions. I want to remove those things that are preventing me from getting the things that I truly want. So, for example, for what I'm doing to correct this issue is I'm allowing myself 1 hour every day. I'm doing like a parent on a child, like on myself here. I'm like saying, all right, no more than 1 hour every day for me to basically spend time doing stupid stuff on social media or playing Xbox or whatever it might be. 1 hour a day is going to be vastly better than not having a limit for myself because, there'd be times when I would just sit down. You can binge watch something on Netflix and you can blow your whole night. That's preventing me from getting what I really want. So that one again is be honest about what you really want in life, then remove or correct the things that prevent you from possessing it. Next, release the past from having hold over your present and your future. How many times do we sit here and we go through our lives and something that we've done in our past, it could be a very remote past. I'm talking like a long time ago. Yet we still rub our face in it and we can't let it go. And we then identify ourselves with that past mistake or failure. We say that that's who we are right now based off of something that might have happened 20 years ago. Or in other words, we allow that stain to remain on us. It's like if you've got a shirt that 20 years ago you spilled something on it when you were eating and you decided that you were never going to wash it off, but you were just going to keep it there as a reminder of this thing that you spilled on your shirt. Wash your shirt. Wash it clean. Let it go. I don't care what it is. Now, if you can let something go 10, 15, 20 years ago, then why can't you let something go a week ago? And if you can let something go that happened a week ago, why can't you let something go that happened 5 minutes ago? Now, that's not to say that we don't need to understand the areas where we messed up and then say, hey, I'm working to correct it. That's the thing, though. Are you working to correct it, or have you at least said, hey, I'm sorry for this? And that the past is the past. It's in the past, and there's nothing I can do about it but move forward and live a life in an understanding of how I can make it better than so that I don't have to have that same regret again. So you're moving forward and you're not allowing that thing to hold you back. You're actually allowing that thing to empower you to correct yourself to become a better person. So let the past go. Don't attribute some negativity to yourself that you can't remove no matter what you do. You have the ability to let it go. So just let it go. So again, that is release the past from having hold over your present and your future. Next one, release your future from having hold over your contentment and satisfaction right now. So all the time, I find myself saying like, oh man, I would just love to have this thing. And you know what? I don't know if I'm going to be content until I have it. Whether it be a job promotion, whether it be some possession, like a new vehicle. I mean, I got that way with my car, which I love my car. But looking back, I was basically saying like, I need this thing to be happier. And a vehicle, a possession, storing up treasures on earth where moth and rust can destroy. They aren't going to do a thing for you. You need to store up your treasures inside of you in the place that matters, in the place that, as Jesus would put it, where the kingdom of heaven is. So you've got to look at your present situation and allow your present situation, regardless of whether you've got those things for your future. You've got to say, you know what? Those things would be great to have. I would like to have them. But in the meantime, I'm here, right here and now, and I can be content with things exactly as they are, as I'm on my journey to that place. So you're swapping the motivation of saying that I can't be happy until, and you're saying, nope, I can be happy right now until. So you're allowing your present moment to be powerful and to be full of life. Because if you keep looking forward and don't allow this to happen right now, your life is going to pass you by. And the next thing you know, you're going to be in the nursing home where all of your chances are gone because you spent so much time looking at the future and saying that you couldn't be content right here in the moment. I work with people in the nursing home all the time. And man, I'm 40. The last 20 years have flown by. My 40 years have flown by. 40 more years, it's going to be like that. That's how it is for everybody. So again, that one is release your future from having hold over your contentment and satisfaction right now. Next one, fear no evil, respond with love instead. All these people, this is a political one, a cultural one. You look at what is going on in our country, and you read in the newspapers, the magazines, you watch CNN, MSNBC, Fox, it doesn't matter what you watch. Somewhere or another, there's some division, and there's people that are backbiting and yelling at each other and calling out evil as they see it. They're pointing fingers at everyone else. And this kind of goes back to the do not judge. It's like they're failing to realize that they got crap and their crap stinks just as bad. So instead of fearing these things, instead of fearing the evil of the opposite political party or what they might do, because you know what? We don't know what might happen. But what we do know that we can do is instead of fearing that evil, we respond with love. Instead of that person out there, ooh, he might be racist. All right, well, I'm going to respond with love. Guess what? When you respond with hate to the evil that you see, you are just fueling that hate. Very much like the new Star Wars movie where Palpatine, spoiler alert, sorry, fast forward after this if you don't want to hear it, Palpatine knows that if Rey strikes him down in anger or in revenge, she is fueling him in her. She is fueling the dark side by using hate or revenge to strike him down. Because you're using the thing that is killing you to try to make you stronger. So when you're fearing evil and you try to attack it with hate, you're building that same evil within yourself. You have to respond with love because love extinguishes hate and evil. That's how we do it. It extinguishes it externally and also very much internally. You got to give the polar opposite emotional energy to something if you want to see it dissipate and be destroyed and then grow in the direction that you want it to grow in. You cannot use the same power to drive it out. Another saying, as Jesus said, a house divided against itself cannot stand. So use love to conquer evil, not evil to conquer evil, or you're just going to end up destroying yourself. Fear no evil, respond with love instead. All right. Now the next two, these are for my Christian brothers and sisters. I'm a Christian, and so if you are not, much respect to you. No problem whatsoever with you. I love you still as a brother or sister. And if you do not want to listen to this, turn it off. I'm giving you the way out right now. Don't be mad if you want to keep listening, but this is for my Christian brethren and sistren. So Christians, are you not forgiven? Is your past not wiped clean? God gives you the permission to do the same thing for yourself. So those things that you're holding on to, again, going back to a previous one, where you got to let your past go, God has done it. Christ has given the atoning sacrifice for your sins. That means that you are cleansed and you are whole and you are pure in the sight of God because you have been forgiven. Your slate has been wiped clean. It's time to start allowing yourself to live in that same reality that God sees you in. So it's time to wipe out your past once and for all. Let it go. Let it go and live in the newness of new life that God gives you every day, new mercies every morning, because God is the God of mercy. He desires mercy more than sacrifice. God is the God who says that when I've done it, I've done it. So you need to let it go too. Follow what God is doing for yourself. Bring the kingdom of heaven inside and let it stay there and dwell on that, rather than a past area that you're remembering up here. Those things are gone. They're wiped clean. So, are you forgiven? Is your past not wiped clean? God gives you permission to do the same thing for yourself. And my last one, again, this one is for my Christian brethren and sistren. I don't even know if that's a word, but I'm using it. Is God not a God of love who seeks to always give you everything you need? So, and the answer to that is yes, he is. I'll give you plenty of Bible verses if you want. Direct message me and I'll give them to you all day long. So if God is one who seeks to give you everything that you need and that he's doing it because he loves you, then trust God in the moment. For the future he has yet to reveal to you. Whether that future be through a mountaintop experience, whether in the present moment, whether you trust him for the future he has yet to reveal to you. Whether you are presently going through a mountaintop experience or in the valley of the shadow of death, you can always, no matter where you are at, presently, you can trust in God, the God who loves you, for the future he has yet to reveal to you. Because it's going to be good, because it's going to be exactly what you need. That's where you can rest in. Let me say it again without butchering it this time. Is God not a God of love who seeks to always give you everything you need? Trust God in the present moment for the future he has yet to reveal to you. Whether that be through a mountaintop experience or in the valley of the shadow of death. We can always trust God. And when we do that, we can lay down that future worry, knowing that we have a God of the universe who loves us, who loves every single person, and who is working everything to bring about the ultimate good, even when we don't understand it, even when it's beyond our comprehension. God loves you and he will give you everything you need. Trust in it as he's revealing the future to you. Trust in it right now. That's what I've got. Hope you guys have a great 2020. I wanted to get this out before the new year so that way you guys could be inspired, hopefully, to implement some of this stuff into your own lives, but also to come up with your own list of things that you want to accomplish. Be intentional about it and be real about it. Be honest about it. Make some changes in your life where they need to be made, and trust that journey. Walk in it. Be proud of it. Be happy. Be content. Be fulfilled. And be ever growing in your knowledge and understanding of true wisdom. And allow yourself to be open to things that you don't know. So if that's, maybe you don't know who God is, maybe you don't believe in him, or maybe you do, but you're not sure exactly where you stand on Christianity or on Buddhism or Hinduism, or you don't know what to think, what's up, what's down. Open your mind, and open your mind to truth. I personally believe that God is truth, and that you opening your mind to truth allows that door to be open for God, his knocking on your heart to start, for your heart to start noticing it, noticing what that truth is, and being able to comprehend things that maybe you haven't been able to before. So allow that stuff to sink in, make it part of who you are. Follow me on Facebook. Also subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'd love to have you guys add to my subscriber list. And I'm going to keep making these. So I'll see you next week. All right. Love you guys. Bye.